Good morning, everyone. I am Liu Zhongyi, and currently I am under my PhD program in the National University of Singapore. And I feel deep regretful that I could not participate in the conference session in person due to the travel document issues. So I have to present virtually here, and hopefully that I could have your kind suggestions and feedback after my online presentation. So my main research area is about the platform ecosystem dynamics. And today I would like to present one of my paperwork that was done with my advisor, Professor Sang Yong. And it is a study on the impact of platform owners' entry on the ecosystem dynamics. And specifically, we use the case of a worldwide popular video game platform, Steam. First, I would like to start with a familiar case to all of you is Google Play to describe about the within platform dynamics. Google establishes its own platform market, Google Play, to involve millions of outside developers, and these outside developers join the Google Play with their own apps, and these apps attract billions of consumer downloads, and this consumer finally forms the user base of the Google Play. So actually in this way, the outside developers was able to participate in the value co-creation of the whole Google Play platform. Due to such kind of mechanism, Google tends to allow the developers to freely design and develop their own applications and bring them into the platform to provide more value to the consumers. However, in the meantime, the platform owner also wants to keep their control over the developer's design actions or design directions through launching its own applications. So here's the case. In 2015, Google launched the Google Photos to Google Play, and after that, until now, 2023, most of the new apps, as long as it want to provide, get the access to the users' photos and photo gallery, they have to integrate the Google Photos API in their product design for consumers to use, and if they would like to serve those Android users. So far, from the case of the Google Play, we could observe that the ecosystem dynamics is largely led by a lot of outside developers and the applications they designed. And previous empirical studies also have provided the evidence on how the platform owner centric could help them to maintain their control over the product design. And in the meantime, the platform owner's entry also introduced a new form of competition. That is the competition between the platform owner and the developers. And we will argue that it is inherently different from the traditional competition between two outside developers. So we will introduce this in detail in the latter part. And then given all this concurrently happening mechanisms and phenomena, we would like to ask what will happen next? Will the ecosystem dynamics led by the complementers change after the platform owner's entry? So here I will raise a research question here. We would like to address the change of ecosystem dynamics by considering the consumer side engagement behavior rather than simply focus on the interactions between the platform owner and developers. And then, based on the consumer side engagement behaviors, we want to explore and conclude about the overall impact of platform owners' entry. Okay. So in IS fields, I think there were many studies in the past decades exploring the direct impact of platform owners' entry on developers, such as Fowler's 2018 and Lee and Agarwal 2017, and also Wen and Zhu in 2019. And IS scholars usually discuss the platform owner's entry as a governance measure. Hence, most discussions are from the perspective of the platform owner's control. While in the more recent 1 or 2 years, some economists paid more attention to the characteristics of the competition between the developers and platform owners. In their studies, they treat the platform owner as a dual role by serving as both a governor of the whole platform and also a competitor with the developers. So in short, these econ studies argue that the platform owner has the dominant power that could distort the fair competition. In these 4 listed aspects, so the platform owner could have the information advantages, have the better knowledge of the architecture of its own platform, and also it designs recommendation algorithms and the visibility. And platform owners also tend to have higher reputations than those individual developers. So our study on the change of dynamics in consumer engagement will start from this competition perspective and try to explore the whole competition process between the platform owner and the developers and check how this competition contribute to the ecosystem dynamics in consumer engagement. More specifically, our study will focus on the platforms providing online experience products. So for example, the mobile apps or video games that could virtually provide the consumer experience and serve the consumers. Therefore, in our study, we also need to consider the characteristics of experience products, emphasizing the importance of consumer experience, the importance of seller's reputation, as well as the long-lasting consumer engagement rather than only sales. To summarize, in these online platform ecosystems for the experience products, firms' attention needs to be extended beyond the transaction stage because only selling the product out is not enough now. Many consumers will never use the app they download after very initial trials. However, for these experience products, it is very important for the developers to keep gathering the information of the consumers' usage and their feedback to improve the products in the long run. So this is why our study focused on the active consumer engagement behavior rather than simply the product sales. So our first hypothesis is on the direct impact of platform owners' entry on the developers' active consumers. So we argue for negative effects on the developers' active consumers based on the competition mechanisms that I have displayed in the previous slide. And because the platform owner has those competitive information advantages that was listed in those 4 aspects, so we tend to believe that it could have an optimal market position and the product design that is better than any other developers in its platform due to the information advantage. And also, the platform owner have higher reputation. This higher reputation will help reduce the information asymmetry and uncertainty of consumers. This will lead to the consumers more tend to choose the similar products from the platform owner rather than those individual developers. And this is also not a fair competition. And on the other hand, for those old consumers that already adopted the developers' products, they may be willing to change the products they are using considering the reputation of the platform owner. So to summarize, so we will argue that the platform owner's entry will reduce the number of active consumers of developers' products with similar functions. And in order to model the competition dynamics between platform owner and developers, our second hypothesis focuses on developers' quality improvement reactions to the competition threat. So specifically, first, previous IS studies addresses the increase in the consumer attention to the developers' similar products. And they have already provided empirical evidence that developers tend to receive significantly more consumer feedback after the platform owner's entry. So this increased consumer feedback could help the developers to better improve their product quality in the correct direction, because they could get more information about the consumer preference and market position. Also, this increased consumer feedback provides some extra information sources for developers to alleviate their information disadvantages compared to the platform owner. So we argue that developers' quality improvement could help weaken the negative effects from the platform owner's entry. Well, in our third hypothesis, we would argue that the developer's price discount strategy will not help the developers to alleviate such kind of competition pressure. So we will argue it from the main two aspects. The first is that the platform owner has, when we discuss about the information advantage of a platform owner, we usually refer to the product design related information that the platform owner has, while those third-party developers cannot have access to. However, in terms of the price data, because in the online market, the real-time price change and the discount are usually public to all the developers as well as consumers. So the price competition right after the platform owner's entry actually does not have that advantage as quality improvement, because it cannot significantly alleviate the information disadvantage. Hence, on the other hand, the price discount will negatively affect the consumer's quality perception, which will lead to the consumers more uncertainty about the quality of these developers' products. So in summarize, the price discount will not help the developers overcome the disadvantage in the competition. Even worse, it will harm the consumer's quality perception. So we argue as the following, that the price discount right after the platform owner's entry will strengthen the competition shock. Okay, so let's go to the data parts. In order to test our hypothesis, we use the data from the Steam platform, which is public to all the users. And we know that Steam platform is one of the most popular video game platforms worldwide. And Valve, as the platform owner, it is also a quite famous game developing firms with high reputation among video game players. And we collect the data from the public website. And in November of 2018, Valve launched a new game, Artifact. And we used the launch of Artifact from platform owner to build our difference in difference model. And we make sure that during our observation period, no other platform owners entry. Okay, so we define the treatment group and control group based on the similarity between each product with the Artifact game. And we could see, and in this way, we split all the developers' apps into two groups, and we could see a significant drop after the entry of the platform owner. That means that many developers with similar products with Artifact are not willing to enter to Steam right after the platform owner's entry. And we collect the most public data, including the active players, followers, price data, update history, ratings, and reviews. So this is our main model specification, is a difference in difference model. And we specifically, we include the both the time effect and product level fixed effects in the DIE model, and a series of control variables that is displayed. Okay, so this is the main result to test our hypothesis. The first part is the effects of the platform owner's entry on the developer's active consumers. So this is the direct output of our main model specification, and we could see a negative and significant coefficient getting from the DID model and also the PSM DID after we have conducted the propensity score matching. And our first hypothesis was supported based on this. And to test our H2 and H3, we conducted a difference in difference model to test the moderating effects of the developers' price and update actions. And from this from this display table, we could also see a robust result getting from the DID model and the PSM DID model. And our second hypothesis and third hypothesis are also both supported. And we also conducted a series of robustness checks to resolve some concerns. The first is we implement some alternative treatment settings to resolve the concerns on the validation of our splits between the treatment group and control group. And we also conduct a staggered DID to check the pre-entry parallel. And for the indolent concerns, we mainly conducted first. We conducted the 2 SLS to implement the instrument for the price and update variables by using the lagged price, by using the lagged IV. And on the other hand, in order to crowd out the potential systematic indolentity that exists between the demand side and supply side, in the whole ecosystem, we also conduct the 3 SLS and to solve a simultaneous equations model. And both of these models provide consistent output with our main results showed before. And we also conduct the random implementation test to crowd out the possible false significance. So to summarize, our study mainly examined the association between the platform owner and the consumer engagement, considering the reactions of developers. In this way, we were able to provide a better comprehensive understanding from the perspective of ecosystem dynamics, and we could, to some extent, answer our main research question about how the dynamics change right after the platform owner's entry, considering the new competition characteristics between the platform owner and developers. And our results also provide practical implementations for both the platform owners and the developers for them to choose a better time to enter the market, and how the developers could survive in the intense competition with the platform owner. Okay, so this is all for my presentation, and thank you all for your time, and I'm happy to have your suggestions here. Thank you.